When we are relying on something outside of ourselves to provide the inspiration itself or the motivation. Okay? So what we want to learn to do, from my perspective, what we want to learn to do is to not have our state of being dependent upon anything outside of ourselves. Okay? How much money we have in the bank account, what the house looks like, what the car looks like, maybe even what's going on with the government or the military or whatever. Okay? Anything or anyone. You do not want your state of being reliant or dependent upon anything outside of yourself. You are actually setting up a victimhood paradigm. Okay? And your motivation will always just come and go. It's not reliable, right? So I'll give an example. Okay, my father, who passed away a few years ago, was a gigantic baseball fan, and we grew up in New York, so he was a huge Yankees fan. And so he would live and die, like many people. He would live and die with the Yankees. If the Yankees won, he was in a good mood, everything was great. If the Yankees lost, he was in a terrible mood, and then, and the world was ending. Okay, so he really made his state of being contingent upon something that was outside of him, right? Well, the Yankees doing well, the Yankees not doing well. Now, we do this with everything. We do this with how much money we got in our bank account. We do this with what's going on in the news, right? We do this what's going on in the world. We do this what's going on in our own household, whether it's our wife or our husband or our daughter or sister, this, that, doesn't matter. Okay? We need to have a level of detachment. Detachment is number one. Number one, above all else. So we need to have a level of detachment and not make our state of being contingent upon anything outside of ourselves. That is true self-empowerment. And that motivation will never wane, because that's you, and you are eternal. So that's how you do that. It's simple. I'm not going to say it's easy. I could, but I'm not going to say it's easy. But it is that simple. Detach. Stop identifying with what's going on. Okay? Reside as, for, within, and by the self. And allow the self to flower and then express that. And that's the truest motivation. It's the only real motivation, because the self is the only thing that is truly real. Everything else is momentary and it comes and goes. So therefore, don't make any of it important. How do you create a magical life in the manner you've described? By letting go of the ego-mind identity. The ego-mind identity is who you think you are and how you feel about it, how you feel about yourself, and it's not you. So if you want to create a magical life, you have to learn how to let go of that, and the book shows you how to do it. It's not complicated. And as you move past all your limitations and identifications, what remains is you, and you are magic itself. You are an immortal creator being. You can create whatever you want when you remove the limitations. And the EMI, the ego-mind identity, is a limitation program that runs by thinking. And what's the remedy for thinking? Meditation. And we want to normalize that state of clarity. So there is no thought process. There's clarity and higher consciousness imagination. How do you move to a different timeline when you're not here to move into a different timeline. You chose this timeline, as did I, as did everyone who will be watching this video. The point is not to escape this timeline. The point is to experience the depth of yourself in relation and in context to it. That's the point. There is no escape. Escape what? And who's the one doing the escaping? It's always the ego-mind identity. Realize yourself. Know thyself. And that has nothing to do with what is going on here. If we are feeling victimized, it's because we are overvaluing what we don't have and undervaluing what we do have. Really sit with that. It will clarify everything for you. Very mindful about making your state of being contingent upon anything outside of yourself.